The devil is on one side of you saying, you're dying.
You're dying. Wow.
Today is your day. You're not going to make it to the morning.
So was there a moment when Trent just lost all hope?
I would be lying if I didn't tell you I lost some hope. But I never lost all of my hope. But as soon as I got to the hospital, they let me know, if I hadn't come in, I might not have made it till the morning.
Wow. Welcome to another episode of Hope is Not Enough. So we're talking about hope, but hope is not enough. A lot of people say hope and they say, oh man, I got hope. I'm hoping for this. I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping if I'm poor, I'm hoping that I get rich. If I'm rich, I'm hoping I can sustain it. Hope gives motivation. Motivation helps you put forth effort. And effort produces results. But you don't get the results if you don't put forth effort. You don't put forth effort if you don't have motivation. And you don't have motivation if you don't have hope. So today, as our special guest, we have Mr. Trent Stephenson, right? All right, so now, Trent, we're going to dive right in, right? This is going to be real, raw, and relevant. When I met you, Trent, we were doing concerts, right? You were doing these major, huge concerts. You called me in to do a show at the time. That's what we called it. Brought in Algie Smith. Being Algie Smith, some of y'all may know Algie, he's done movies now. God, probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies now. Lives in Hollywood, all of that. But Algie and I did this concert, Russellville High School. I don't know how many thousands of people were there. Packed out. And you were the man at the time, man. You were setting everything up. And then life took a change, took a turn.
It did.
What happened, man?
Well, it really started when I was born. I was born with factor V, which factor V is a blood clotting disorder. And it causes you to have blood clots, heart attacks, strokes, those type of things. And so when I was 35, I had my first heart attack going down the interstate toward Huntsville.
Wow.
And just felt like somebody took a sledgehammer and just popped me right in the chest.
Wow.
My hands just came off the steering wheel, and I was in the middle of all this traffic. And somehow I got off to the side of the road and was able to turn the air up and get my face in the air conditioning. And
did you know what was happening?
I didn't. In fact, the first thing I thought of afterwards was, I'm too young for a heart attack. That couldn't have been a heart attack.
Wow,
no way.
Wow.
So I went all day in denial of that, but I was hurting all day. I felt like I had a knife in my back. I couldn't get comfort any which way I turned. I'd get down on my hands and knees and put my head down, try to open up my spine. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Finally, that night, I ended up going to the ER. That night. Stupid.
So you went the whole day
denying, no way, I'm too young. I just, something.
Wow.
But as soon as I got to the hospital, they let me know, if I hadn't come in, I might not have made it till the morning.
Wow.
And so they did the first 2 stents that I got.
Wow. So you were 35 there.
35.
So then what happened? Because that's one time, but then, so were you aware when you had those symptoms again, or what happened? Because it happened again, right?
Yeah, it happened 9 times. I had 9 heart attacks.
Say that again.
9
heart attacks.
Yes, sir. I had 11 stents in my heart.
Wow.
And finally, Dr. Lango here in Florence, she said, Trent, there's just nothing else I can do for you. You're going to need a heart transplant. And I'm going to send you to UAB and let them see what they can do. And so
you go to UAB.
Well, it's not that easy. It took 6 months to get to UAB. They put you through so many tests and so many things before you even, think about it, heart.
So they got to line you up, find a match.
It's got to be exact match. They got to fit your size, your weight, your everything. It has to match because where your heart's at is just a certain size hole. So your heart's bigger than mine. It wouldn't fit in here.
Right. So it got to be
and
the
mine would be
exact
too
fit.
small for you.
Wow.
So it has to be somebody that's my same size.
Wow.
And the same blood type. And
so all
those factors.
So you waited 6 months before.
It was 6 months before I actually got to see anybody with a heart change.
So when you finally got there, what happened? What do you do when you lose the passion, but you still have to show up to work every day because you need the paycheck? I mean, you have the degree, you have the skill set to do what you're going to do, but sometimes we need that boost, right? What do you do when the thing that you used to love, now you don't even like it anymore, right? Sometimes we need a boost. Everyone say, I need a boost. Somebody say burnout. What do you do when your passion doesn't match your paycheck? If your presence doesn't add value, your absence won't make a difference.
I finally got there and they immediately put me in the hospital. And I was living on a balloon pump for 11 days at that point. And if you want to talk about something that'll give you some patience, because I've never had real good patience.
Wow.
But
God touch you a little bit.
It'll teach it to you real fast when you're sitting in a hospital room.
What was going on while you were those 11 days? What are you hearing?
Well,
what are you seeing?
You can't go far. You got to stay in your room. They come in. You can watch TV. You can, talk to your family, that kind of thing. But you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. But you're constantly taking medicine and you're constantly doing tests, constantly doing EKGs, these kind of things. And then at midnight on September the 4th, 2022, they come in my room and they said, we got you a heart. And I didn't really know what to even think at the moment. I thought, really, it's time? And they said, yes, it's in the helicopter outside. And it's pouring down rain and they can't get out with it. So they're waiting for the rain to calm down. And they're going to come in and we got to have you ready when they come in. And my surgeon had flown from Birmingham, somewhere in Texas, and took this heart out of another guy and brought it back to Birmingham and put it in me.
So he flew and took it out. And flew back to Birmingham to put it in you.
Yes, sir.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking in this when you they prepping you? Are you crying, you laughing, you happy, you
praying,
you call you what?
You praying, man. I'm praying. The whole time I'm praying, Jesus, please be with me. Please come to me. Take care of me. You're at that place where you're willing to do anything for God to just be there.
So those 11 days were people died in the hospital?
Oh yeah. I heard a lot of people die after I got out of surgery.
Wow.
And it's not an easy thing to get through.
Wow.
It's something that really, the devil is on one side of you saying, you're dying.
You're dying. Wow.
Today is your day. You're not going to make it to the morning.
So was there a moment when Trent just lost all hope?
I would be lying if I didn't tell you I lost some hope. But I never lost all of my hope. I lost a lot because, you're sick, you're weak, you can't really do for yourself anything you need somebody to help you do that, thing. And so you lose a little bit of hope in the fact that you just can't do it yourself.
Wow.
And, but, when you have God in your life and you have people like you praying for you, you came down to see me.
Yeah, I remember coming down there.
And that means a lot.
Parking $210 to get to you.
Yeah. One of our parking tickets was $300 down there. we parked for so long, it was $300 to get
Wow.
out.
But yeah, I remember coming down there to see you, and I remember when you got out how excited you was. But you were like, man, I got a
24-year-old heart.
24-year-old heart.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
Hey, y'all can't keep up with me now, and
No.
you know. But one of the things that got me, that really, probably that just out of all of that was traumatic. All of that was tough. I remember calling you one day. And you were in the hospital again. This is after this. You know,
Yeah.
we had talked and met and had lunch and done an event at a high school.
You'd already been me, hadn't you?
I played, did a school assembly, and I played him in the assembly. So I was in the bed, about 500-600 students in a gym, and the paramedics walked me in the bed, and I acted out as him. I was mic'd up, and I was saying, what's gonna happen? God, am I gonna make it? And I'm saying what he was saying, and we done, and we helping kids, we doing all of this. And I called him one day. And he said, man, I said, no, you called me to tell me about the young lady who wanted the book.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I got a young lady. I want to bless her, this nurse. I want her to get your book, Someone's Destiny is Tied to Your Side. I said, oh, man, yeah, Trent, we can do that. We talking. He said, yeah, I'm down here. I guess you ain't big.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
So we just talking like everything is okay. And then it hit me. What are you doing at UAB? He said, oh, man, I'm going to send you a video, man. I'm going to send you a video in a second. And he sends me the video. When I get the video, I really didn't know what it was at first. But he had just got his leg amputated.
You want me to show him what?
Yeah, you show it.
Show him what we did.
So he had got his leg amputated. And
I thought I'd just make a video
so he made a video showing.
because I thought it looked sort of
He
like
thought
a,
it
it looked sort of like a
looked like a
dog.
horse.
A horse or a dog.
So he sent
No.
me a video. Show what you were doing on the video.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Hope, helping our preschoolers explore.
HOPE is a literacy and learning program designed to support early childhood educators with developmentally appropriate, classroom-ready content, and learning doesn't stop when school ends. While parents are in the car, running errands, or at home, kids on a phone, Chromebook, or iPad can still be learning. Scan the code today and help your preschooler explore, learn, and grow with HOPE.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Then I said, "Woof, woof."
So I'm like, now what was funny, because I'm like, whoa. Now, 9 heart attacks. Come on, let's, and then this, and he in there laughing. Now, I had a sob story on me, boy. I'm telling you, this is the time. He was like, well, man, ain't no worry about me. I'm doing good, man. How they doing in your house? I was ready to say, man, they take it all day. The contractors this. I had a whole, I said, man, we ain't got no problems. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Man, I thought I was having it rough. And he was, the joy that he had. I mean, and he had the little thing. Remember, you had the little thing. To look
Yeah,
like a horse?
I drew like eyeballs on it. And a mouth.
To make it look like a mouth. And I said, what am I complaining about? And I started thinking about how many people living with no hope and hadn't dealt with half of the things that he's dealt with. And so when we say hope is not enough, the other things that he had faith, he had a support system.
You know, just to be honest with you, you got to have some grit.
And you got to have some grit, man.
Got to have some grit. You can't just lay there and expect to get better. You got to get up.
You got to get up.
You got to walk. You got to do what they tell you. You know, you can't just complain and moan and groan. Hey, don't nobody want to hear that.
Wow. That's good, man. Somebody
you
needs
gotta
to hear
have some
that.
grit.
You got to have some grit. So hope alone is not enough. You got to have some grit.
You got to have some grit.
I think we're going to title that. Hey, the show is called Hope is Not Enough.
Right.
You got to have some grit.
You got to have some grit. Yeah.
That's good. So right now, man, how is Trent doing today?
Well, I'm good. You know, back in March, they put me on dialysis and put me on the home dialysis. They started to do me a kidney transplant when they did the heart, but they decided not to, which now hindsight, they wish they had.
They wish they had it. Wow.
Now I can't have one because my arteries are too hard, so they can't attach a new kidney. So they put me on dialysis. I did the home dialysis till August, and I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to do that.
Wow.
Home dialysis will eat your whole day up. It takes 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and no miss. It's designed for you to do it while you sleep.
Gotcha.
But mine wouldn't drain.
Wow.
And so I had to do it during the day. It was like a job.
So 5 days a week,
do dialysis. That's what I did.
Wow. And that's so you can live.
Yeah, so I can live.
Wow.
So then in August, there's a little port they put in your stomach.
Gotcha.
And it got clogged in the middle of the night, of course. So next morning I had to go back to UAB. They ended up taking it out, putting another one in, and then it got clogged. So 8 doctors come in my room and they said, we're trying to figure out, we've been studying your blood work. We can't figure out why you're even on dialysis. So I said, what do you mean? They said, well, your numbers are good enough. We don't think you need dialysis anymore. So they took it out the next day.
Wow.
So one thing with home dialysis, you can't travel, without, you can't do things. So what did I do? I took off and went to Orange Beach for a week.
You got to live.
I come back. That's right.
Able to go anywhere
I come back. I went to Nashville for a week, and then I flew to Tampa for 2 weeks, stayed with my brother down there.
So you just traveling and going.
Yeah. I came back for my 3-year checkup for my heart, just for a checkup, and they didn't like my numbers for my kidneys again. And so they put me in the hospital right then. And next couple of days, I ended up with a port. I got a port here now in my chest. So I do the dialysis on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Just 3 hours.
Gotcha.
Which it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot compared to the other. I mean, it's
So Trent, what would you say to somebody who's struggling now? Like if you could look into one of these cameras, or look into this audience, who had given up on life, lost hope, and they just ready to check out or don't believe that it can get better. What would you say to them if you could look at them as we come to a close?
First thing that comes to my mind is walk on your own water. You got your own water. And what I mean by that is, when Jesus walked out on the water, everybody else was freaked out.
Gotcha.
What is he doing? But we have our own water that we live with that may be a sickness, it may be some kind of marital problem, financial problem. Any of these things can take you there. You know what I'm saying? But you got your own pond of water you got to walk.
Wow.
And, you got to be the one to get up. If you just want to lay there and die, there's nothing anybody can do.
Wow.
You got to do it.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to have the grit to say, hey, I'm going to live. There's a reason for me to live. Like you said, if you got a pulse, there's a purpose. I know I got a purpose.
Yeah. And you got a purpose. Even what you're doing right now is helping
finding
someone.
your purpose is a lot of people's problem.
Wow.
Finding it. A lot of people, they struggle. They wander around and they waller around in their pity and problems when really they just need to get up.
Get some what?
Do something.
Get some what?
Grit.
Get some grit.
Get some grit and go.
Wow.
Get up and go. I mean, sitting around ain't going to help it. I could have easily laid up this morning, but no, I want him to be here.
Wow.
I want to be where Jesus is at.
Wow.
And if he ain't there, I don't want to be there.
Wow. So you heard it first. So you got to have some grit. And hope alone is not enough. He needed a support system. He needed some favor from the doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times we talked and prayed and fellowship, but at the end of the day, if you think that you can make it without other people, and you think that you can make it without hope, just try to live one day or a few days or a few years without hope. Because a lot of time people die not because it was their time. Sometimes they just lost hope. And I say that hope gives the motivation. Motivation make you put forth effort, and effort produces results. You don't get the results if you don't put forth the effort. You don't put forth the effort if you don't have that motivation, and you don't have that motivation if you don't have hope. So thank you for tuning in to Hope Is Not Enough, but you still got to have it if you're going to make it. My name is Pete Key. That's my man Trent. You need hope, and you need some what? What do you
Grit. You got to have a little grit.